Knockout Legends in the building. Like, comment, and subscribe. So today I want to talk about Adam Catterall versus Frank Warren. So Frank Warren's having an interview with IFL and he sees Adam Catterall. So he uses this opportunity to address things that Catterall's been saying to him about him and Tyson Fury, and he pulls him into the interview. So I'm going to play the clip and then I'm going to come back and unpack. So with no further ado,
something on here, because you ain't got the balls to do it. Come and stand here and have the balls to do it. Plenty to say on the radio. So I'll tell you what's up. So I'm going to go completely off piece here with everything. Yeah. So the fight we've been waiting for, and Tyson's been ducking, which you would not accept, which he wasn't, but everybody knows now that was not the case. It's the quickest of unification fights ever been made, because he only defended the title against Joshua last August. It only went off last August. So it's been it was done, and it's supposed to have happened in December, and he pulled out of an injury, and then he signed with Skills Challenge, so it never happened. Tyson never ducked anybody, and that's what the big problem is now with Talk Sport, because of the mantra that he was basically coming from you, Adam. The second thing is talking about.
You know why you've said that, though, don't you? You know why I've said what I've said, because Tyson has said publicly that he didn't want to fight Alexander Usyk. He said that publicly.
Anyway, oh yeah, of course he did. That's why we've been negotiating for and trying to get all this time.
Usyk ain't on the list. He's a no-name. No one's interested, and it doesn't make any money. So what would I want to fight him for? It's a small cruiserweight. A foreigner, don't speak good English, and nobody's really interested anyway. He's not setting anything alight. I want the big fights that people are interested in, and that ain't one of them.
What if he was to beat Joshua?
Still, it wouldn't be a big fight. He's still a foreigner in a westernised world. The belts are back in the West, and they're going to stay there. And, you know, for whatever it sounds like, the heavyweight champion should be from Britain or America, nowhere else.
The other morning you done that interview. So that's champagne. The show that we're putting on in December is Prosecco, and up till
it's a step in the right direction, is what I said. Oh. Is it not? Yeah. Is it not?
Let me finish what I was going to say, because you know I listen to you on the radio, and then all the rest of the fights have been warm lager. So the fights, the heavy. No, that's.
Wasn't referring to yours. I wasn't referring to yours. I was referring to promoters in general.
Well, I'm not in general. Who then? Well, let's go through it then. So you've got. This is what we put on heavyweight.
Has the heavyweight division been disappointing over the last 2 to 3 years?
No, it's not. I'll tell you why, and I'm going to go through it, because this is what you don't even understand or look at. So we made the number 1 WBO with a number 3, which was Parker. That was Joe Joyce Parker. Yeah, we made the name number that Parker. They're the ones that are available. The other 2 guys had fights, so we done the next best thing. We then done Joe Joyce twice with Zhang, the number 1 and number 2. Were they warm lager? In the meantime, Joshua, within the last, 14 months, had his second fight against Usyk. So what bollocks are you talking about? It's just crap. You're in general, there's no in general, you just go and pick something out which is totally inaccurate and untrue.
But I said that you're going in the right direction. That's the step in the right direction.
What's the step in the... So explain to me then.
Right.
So what's supposed to have happened then? What was supposed to have happened since last August? What were these guys all supposed to do? Not the number 1 and number 2 and number 3's not fight each other? Because that's what they did, isn't it, or not? We made the next best fights to be made. Then you've got the other fights there, which is the other fight that everybody's been trying to make, we've made. We've made that happen. And it's us who forced it. The reason it didn't happen is because Usyk signed with Skills Challenge, who never made an offer, never put a penny up, never had a venue to put it on or anything. And that's the fact of life. And as soon as that contract expired, we done the deal. So it's bollocks. And that's so frustrating and annoying. And you to go on the radio and just generalise warm lager. Do me a favour.
That's not what I've called this show, though. I've not called this show coming up that.
I know you didn't. No, you said what's been going on as warm lager. Okay. You referred to the heavyweight division. That's what you said. I listened to it. So I don't get where you're at. So if the number 1 and the number 2 and the number 3 have all fought each other, and Joshua goes and defends his title against... what's his name? Usyk has the rematch.
Yeah.
And Tyson, by the way, has a fight. He's mandatory against Dillian White.
And followed it up with Chisora.
What you said, Dillian White should be getting much more money than that. He's the number one. He's been there for ages. He deserved to get more money.
Right.
That's what you did.
Yeah, I'm not denying that.
So why would he get more money if it's a warm
Why are we going
warm
back to
beer?
last April?
Sorry?
Why are we going all the way back to last April? We're talking
Well,
about...
because that's what you said. You said up to now it's all been warm lager. That's not my words. They're your words.
But I want the best guys to fight the best guys, right?
Well, didn't the best guys fight the best guys?
I want Tyson in.
Sorry. Did not the best? So what you're saying? The number one and the number two and the number three all fought each other. Joshua had the rematch. Tyson fought his mandatory. That's not the best. So Tyson fights a Chisora. All right. So
But he called out Joshua at that time.
Sorry.
He'd called out Joshua at that time.
Joshua didn't want it. Joshua didn't want. What, you're telling me he wanted it?
I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is we've all seen the
criticising Tyson. He didn't want it.
We've all seen the Netflix documentary where Tyson
said what?
He wouldn't give you more time to make the negotiation. He was asked.
Oh, stop talking bollocks.
It's on the TV.
No, it's on. What happened was we were negotiating. It's on TV. Yeah, and what you sound.
Eddie, don't get scared now. Agree to the fight and let's give the fans what they want. I'll give you an unbelievable deal and an unbelievable opportunity. So let's go. Go time. Showtime. And AJ, if you really wanted this fight, you'd say you wanted it and you'd just do it. November 26th, December 3rd. Let's give the fans what they want. No way out. Take the fight. And also, while I'm thinking of it, this is the Tyson Fury party. You're just an invited guest to my party. You can't dictate what you want and what you don't want. You either take my offer or you leave my offer.
The fight was being negotiated. He said he wanted it, categorically said he wanted it. He gave him 60-40. And then, in the January, they pulled out of the fight. You know why they pulled out? Because he didn't have a trainer. And he didn't want, and they said he didn't want it. Frank Smith, in an interview on I think it was on IFL, did he not say that?
Yes, he
That's
did. Yeah.
what he said. And then we offered it again to him, and they didn't want it. In writing. So don't keep digging Tyson Fury out, because it's a liberty what you do with him. It's a disgrace you keep having a go at him the way you do. I think it's disrespectful to him. It's like the fight he was going to have against your UFC guy, who you don't like the UFC guy, because the UFC, he don't fight for him anymore. That was going to be just a nothing thing.
I love Francis.
Weren't that for the fans a good fight?
It was entertaining, yeah.
It was a good fight.
It was entertaining.
That's what we paid for. Anyway,
Can we shake hands?
shake hands, but stop talking bollocks.
So from the clip there's a lot of things to unpack, and Frankie is mad. He's really, really, really mad. But anyway, he calls Adam Catterall over and then proceeds to try and lay into Catterall. He gives justification saying that it's the quickest unification fight that's been made in history. But basically, we've already seen clips of Tyson Fury saying he doesn't want to fight Usyk and he will never fight him because nobody knows him. He's a foreigner and there's no money in it. So anyway, Adam actually brings this up. He says he doesn't want to fight him, and Frank says, "What are you on about? Lying as usual." I don't know what Frank sees or what he actually perceives things, because he's like Pinocchio, he just lies. But then he goes into the fight matchups that he's made, where he made Joyce versus, I think is it Dubois first, and then, which is an in-house fight, which is easy to make, and both fighters, I'm not being funny, but money-wise, they're going to take whatever Frank gives them, because they're not the smartest or the sharpest tools in the toolbox, to be fair. And to be honest, I don't know why Joe Joyce's management, there is still his management, because they've managed him horribly, because they got him all the way up to mandatory, and after all he went through, and he got probably shafted over by Bricktop, and should have basically been fighting for a belt before Dubois, and Dubois had 2 cracks at world heavyweight titles before Joyce, and Joyce is actually arguably the better heavyweight out of the two, not just because he beat him, but because he's flipping Olympic. He's got another Olympic medalist, so, and he got robbed in the Olympics, to be fair. So, but obviously Frankie likes Dubois. I don't know why. Maybe the knockouts. He probably looks at him as like a snide AJ. When AJ was coming up, but like a snide version of him because people like the knockouts. But Dubois has actually been found lacking in quite a lot of fights, and as he stepped up, you can see he's not basically at the races to be in that division. He's just below it, slightly below it. Yeah, he beat Nathan Gorman. Yeah, he had the Joyce fight because he wanted there to be great, but he quit. But he should have had a rematch. Personally, I think he should have a rematch with Joyce and try and redeem himself. And then the Kevin Lorena fight, I think he actually injured himself, but we'll never actually know. But he did look like he injured himself. But anyway, he won that fight. But then he had the Trevor Bryan fight, which he won, and then obviously he had the Usyk fight, which basically he lost. So, and obviously the low blow controversy and whatever. But I honestly think it was a legal shot. But anyway, coming back. For some reason, Frankie likes him, but he's also younger, so he can just throw him in with other people and make money. So it's a good marketing tool, and you never know, Danny might actually become better as he fights tougher opponents, because that's the only way you can actually get better. The tougher the opponent, the better you become. You get experience. But anyway, he mentioned that. Then obviously, they were saying about Joshua was fighting Usyk, and then they tried to make the Joshua fight after he got beat by Usyk, which is a bit rich. Fury wanted to get off the couch and try and basically steamroller Joshua and get him into a quick fight, and Joshua needed time, which is only right, but Fury's coming with deadlines and all of the rubbish. He had no intention of fighting. What he did was what he always does, and what Wilder did. You use Joshua's name to promote whatever other fight you're going to put on, and that's what he did, and that it worked, because obviously Catterall mentions the Netflix documentary, and then says, well, he didn't give him time, and he went, you're talking rubbish, and then you think to yourself, come on, Frank, come on. How can you really defend this bollocks that, yeah, he was promoted, but come on, man. You're lying, man. You're just blatantly lying. And then Catterall just stood there like, this guy, man, I don't even know why I'm even here, because it's just a waste of time. So then Frank goes on with himself on this rant and carries on proceeding to make out other points and stuff. And the fact that Catterall kept his cool and then addressed points just with what he needed to do. He's done this before on the radio. He's not going to get into an arguing or slanging match with Warren, and he doesn't need to. The guy's a flipping pensioner, man. Come on, man. Why are you going to argue with a pensioner? The guy's an old man. Come on, man. Can he really do anything? Let him vent his frustration. It's about money, innit? So if he looks like he's not doing his job, Fury might get rid of him. Because Fury is bipolar. If he wakes up today, he might flipping decide to sack everyone. Do you know what I mean? And I think even Sugar Hill recognises that, because remember when he was saying he was going to have a fight, and then he was going to get one of his mates to train him, and then Sugar Hill must have mentioned on, I think, his Instagram or Twitter, good luck with that. You could tell he was actually a bit pissed that you're going to get somebody in to train when I've been training you, and I've got you where you are. You wouldn't have got where you are without me. But you want to get this nobody to train you and basically leave me out of the picture when it's my job. Obviously, he's going to get pissed. You know what I mean? He's from the Kronk gym. He is actually the Kronk, because his uncle's not there anymore. So come on, man. There's disrespect for that. But anyway, that's Fury. That's what Fury does. But anyway, then I think other things Frank were trying to bully him with was another point he's trying to make about Dillian White and how he should have got more money, and that wasn't warm beer. And then he went yeah, but I think then after that he was saying Chisora, and Frank didn't have an answer for Chisora, so it kind of like the wind had gone out of his sails because he made himself look stupid a few times, like with the Fury comment about him not saying that he wouldn't fight Usyk, and it's been documented about 3 times that Fury said that he wouldn't fight Usyk. He said it in I think it's a Sky Sports interview. He said it in an earlier interview, a much earlier interview before that as well. And then he said it in a Netflix documentary. Then obviously, he fought Chisora, which was a soft touch, but he knew he could get the fans bums on the seats to make money with Chisora. So that's why he made that fight. And then obviously the only reason he fought Dillian Whyte is because between the two of them, they'd fill out the Wembley Stadium because people would want to see Dillian fight Fury because it's a British rivalry. Obviously, Whyte will come and try and win, and obviously Fury, he's kind of elevated his stock now, so he supposedly is the best heavyweight, whatever. Then he was going on about the Ngannou fight, and then, oh yeah, look, it was good, it was entertaining, but like, it's the truth. Nobody actually wanted to see that fight. The only reason like now people have changed their mind on it is because Fury got basically put on his ass and got made to look like basically a novice, and he's supposed to be the best boxer ever. But you didn't take the guy serious, and you just assumed that the guy would be rubbish because he's a UFC fighter, and obviously they're not boxers, but it doesn't really matter. Fight's a fight, and obviously if you underestimate him, that's your fault, and if you're not going to train for the fight or get up for the fight, that's on you. It's nobody else's fault, because at the end of the day, if you get beat, you get beat. It's one of them. You can't take it back. It's happened. So, but anyway, kudos to Adam Catterall. He kept his cool. He was professional. He said what he needed to say, and then actually ended the conversation. And they said, "Right, we'll shake my hand." And then he went, "Oh, but just don't talk rubbish, Frank." He couldn't let it go, Frank. But I think it's just a case of you've been exposed, and I think it exposes Frank as well as it exposes Fury's business game and tactics to how snide they are and how shady they are when it comes to boxing. But that's Frank in it. But anyway, tell me what you think, and tell me who you think won the battle of words. A lot of people are saying that Adam shit himself because he looked like a little naughty schoolboy. I've been told off by the teacher, but the guy's just ranting and he's a pensioner. There's no point in arguing with an old person. You're going to make yourself look stupid. And the guy caught himself out about four, maybe 5 times in the interview by just lying. I'm surprised the interviewer that was filming it, the IFL interviewer that was filming it and watching it, didn't laugh because it was just comical. But anyway, Adam kind of won the battle of words because he just shook his hand and then walked off and just left it like that. So he's professional. So TalkSport still will get a chance to talk to whoever again. It doesn't really matter. And yeah, Adam's saying what he's saying, but it's a good thing because there's a lot of the panel that are up Frank's ass and up Fury's ass, and we'll always listen to what they say. So by him being an opposing opinion, it gives a balanced view, because you can't always have the same opinion with everyone. Some people should be obviously give a different point of view. So devil's advocate, you get a more balanced viewpoint then, and the discussion is a lot better. But anyway, leave your thoughts in the comment section, like, comment and subscribe. And that is another one from Knockout Legends. Peace.